Welcome back to Fairhaven Beach, and we're down to the final event of round 4 of the Ocean 6 Series, the men's Taplin Relay Final. It's been one of the hotly contested events of the series so far with, well, different winners every round, and it's left Alexandra Headlands on top by 68 points over Burleigh Heads, Mowbray Park, Newport, Manly, Mermaid, Redhead, Newport B, and of course, a lot of the big names still further down the page. They'll have to get a wriggle on. Your top 3 results from the 6 rounds will count towards the overall point score. Conditions are tough, the run is long, the surf is big, and everything is going up against our teams here. So they'll have to not only battle Mother Nature, but their rivals. And let's take a look at who'll be on the line. 3 teams from Alexandra Headlands. Great work, Jack Hansen, big coach there. Of course, Burleigh Heads, Mowbray Park. A couple from Manly, 2 from Mermaid, 2 from Newport. North Cronulla have had a strong day. Point Leo from Victoria, Surfers Paradise, Tugun, and West Beach in South Australia off and away. The teams are in. A couple will have watched the women and go a lot longer down the beach. A couple of the teams, Big Sam, Henson, Thompson, straight in there from Alexandra Headlands C team, and they're in and away. Swim, board, ski is the order, and we're about to wrap things up here from Fairhaven and crown ourselves a round 4 champion.
We'll have a look at the line spread right out. That's about 50 metres across. The boys have chosen to go every which way, and it'll be interesting to see who gets not only to the back of the break first, but to the can first.
You can see the boys a lot more aggressive than the girls were across that little inshore bank there. The girls were sort of standing and bobbing a little bit. None of that from the boys. They're in, away, and across. And Dan Collins from Redhead gets a good start. Hayden Hemmons as well, swimming for the Kurrawa Club. And the rest of the field is strung out. And we'll have to wait till they get out into green water to really pick the caps, because they are all over the ocean. There's a line of about 5 and then a line behind them, all in equal sort of 6th, 7th and 8th place of about 10 teams.
Well, the boys to the left have made the fastest work of it so far. There's a couple in the middle who are going very quickly as well through this white water. The right-hand side seems to be a little bit slower at this stage, but may come back into it as we hit the back of the break.
The boys start to work through the white water there. It's tough to swim through that hard white water. The Alexandra Headland cap there, well out in front, so maybe Cooper Williams has had an absolute blinder, and he continues to lead them on the way home. He's got 3 or 4 body lengths at the moment from the rest of the field, and they're very, very congested. I can see Mermaid starting to work their way in towards the can. Newport's there as well. Manly chasing very, very hard, but it's all Alexandra Headland. They led the women's race, couldn't get it done. Can they get it done here in the men's? Cooper Williams is having a blinder, formerly the Noosa Club, now just joined the Alex Club, and he's been an integral part of the success of Alexandra Headland's Taplin Relay team.
Well, the boys love to lift when it comes to the Taplin Relay, as all clubs and all athletes do, and Cooper Williams is one of those. He always finds a little bit more. His brother Bailey is exactly the same. They lift for the Taplin because they love the team events, they love being part of it, and they love winning, and Cooper Williams has set this race up perfectly for his team.
Surfers Paradise in 2nd place, chasing very, very hard. There's another Alexandra Headland. No, it's a Newport cap. Sorry, there's Kurrawa in there as well. They're strung all out over the ocean, and here we go. A couple are down a wave. Another one of the Alex teams is down a wave. And out in front, it's Alexandra Headland as well. But he's getting mowed down by the rest of the field. There's a couple on a wave, but it's starting to peter out, and all of them fall off as there's more and more waves on offer out the back. So this whole order is going to get shook up in a matter of moments as Cooper Williams tries to hang on to the lead for Alexandra Headland.
Well, just comes off the back of a little bubble through the gutter, and that would have given him a good little lift. Could get onto this second wave now, so Cooper Williams is going to hit the sand, extend his gap even further now as he picks up that little bubble through the gutter.
Off and away. Cooper Williams has had a great swim so far, similar to Lani Pallister's in the women's. Alex have got strong swimmers at the moment, but can they hang on? He is out in front and absolutely flying here through the deep section on the inside, and then into the big transition. Round to the board paddler, then round to the swimmer. Nobody's on this next wave, so he's got a big, big gap. Get out and get going, Cooper. It's time for the transition.
Cooper into the run. He's got a good lead. It'll be 40, 50, maybe 60 metres kilometres if he works really hard in this run leg. Now he'll go through and tag Jet Kenny, a good board paddler, but has had a little bit of trouble this season, particularly when they're in the lead in the Taplin relay.
Let's have a look in second and third place there. Newport's in the mix. Mermaid Beach making their way up and around. Also another of the Alex teams, Currawa's there as well. Jackson Borg, he is flying for Newport. He goes up and through the transition. Janjuck's there with Sam Shepherd out in front. A big swim from the big fella. He's had an absolute monster of a swim. So it's good to see the local teams mixing it up through the transition there, in and around. Another one of the Newport teams, another one of the Currawa teams, and there is one of the greats of surf sports, Hugh Doherty.
Well, Matt Poole gets tagged by Hayden Hemmons. They're going in for the Currawa Club. So Matt Poole trying to chase down Jet Kenny, who is out in front. Still a few other boys. Will Budd's beside him, so look for plenty of speed to come from North Cronulla as well.
Will Budd's there, I could see over as well. Luke Cuff from the Mermaid team. So they've got a lot of board speed, and if they work together, that's what it's about now, to catch this man, Jet Kenny. He almost butchered one when they last won around at Coolum there. He had a massive lead, and he came off a few times, but I don't think Jet Kenny will make the same mistakes twice. He's got to negotiate this break. He goes up and over, does it very, very well. Found a little gap in that one. He won't find a gap this time, but he just crashes up and over. And explain to us what he's doing, Jack. He just leans over, leans back, gets that nose up and goes over.
Well, Josh, what we've seen him do is absolutely perfect so far. Eyes are up in front, looking at what's coming towards him. He moves left, moves right, makes sure he works his way through without getting hit by these solid Fairhaven break.
And that's Tex Dixon from the Noosa Club. No dramas at all through that one. So Jet Kenny's out in green water. The rest of the field, they're starting to come together because the teams in 7th, 8th and 9th, they're working their way back into 2nd, 3rd and 4th while the rest of the field gets absolutely pumped. A couple roll, a couple get hammered. Jet Kenny is cruising out in front. He's flying like a jet at the moment. So far out in front, looking very comfortable, very strong, and he's going to set this Alex team up with a massive lead if he can find a wave on the way home.
Well, it's always good to race when you're out in front. You feel strong, you feel fast, and Jet Kenny is doing exactly what he has to in terms of trying to extend this lead for Alexandra Headland. Matt Poole chasing very hard. You see a little bit more panic, a little bit more rating there, and Jet Kenny looks like he's turned and got a little lift. Not enough to get down it, but he'll be looking for this next one in the set to pick up back to the beach.
You're spot on there with Poole. His stroke looks short as Tex Dixon goes up and he gets absolutely obliterated by Fairhaven. Gets spun around. He kind of shakes it off. He looks a little bit dazed there, but he's back on. And while he's getting smashed, Jet Kenny is finding waves and cruising home. Does everything right there. You did spot on with Matt Poole before we saw Tex Dixon get hammered. Poole's stroke was a little short and, well, a little choppy in there. He's got long arms. He's got to stretch it out, and he's just doing his best to try and get in. Luke Cuff there for Mermaid in 2nd place, chasing very, very hard. Will Budd as well. I don't know where Poole's gone. He might be on this next one. A couple have picked up this next one. So Will Budd's there. Matt Poole comes flying down as well. So they're all back together thanks to the waves, thanks to Mother Nature, but they're all chasing an Alexandra Headlands team that set themselves up very, very well, and they've got Jamo Porter to go, the man who finished 2nd in the ski race.
Well, Josh, I'm sure Matt Poole will take in that board paddling advice, take it on board and use it in his next race. Jet Kenny, very, very quick across the sand, heads into transition. He'll tag teammate, housemate, double ski paddling mate James Porter for this final ski leg.
Well, mates are mates, and he's done the job here for his mate Jet Kenny. He'll come round. Matt Poole, he's still got his board. He's done the smart thing. Instead of jumping off and trying to wade, he's paddled across. He's one of the quickest on the sand. I wouldn't get in a foot race with him, but Will Budd's trying to go after him. Will Budd doesn't care about reputations. Will Budd, he's chasing him. Isaac Smith's chasing him as well. Jamo Porter's onto the ski, and this is where the gap can close. The ski drag in. It's very, very tough for these ski paddlers. Your legs will be burning. Poole's round, Bud's round, Smith's chasing as well. Luke Cuff's there as well, so that's your top 5. It's Alexandra Headland out in front, Currawa in 2nd, North Cronulla in 3rd, Newport in 4th, and then it's Mermaid Beach in 5th place.
This race is far from over. We've seen it all before. It's like deja vu. Alexandra Headlands leading the way with a massive lead. Chasing behind them is Currawa, Mermaid, Newport, and and also North Cronulla. So some great strong clubs really trying to get back into this one.
So Tugun's gone around, another one of the Newport teams. Burleigh Heads, Mowbray Park's there as well. Another one of the Mermaid teams. Surfers Paradise, they're a fair way down with a bit of work to do. It's good to see a few of the local clubs in the mix as well. Mitchell Trim gets on and he's got plenty of work to do. He'll be praying that the leaders get smashed and he can get a wave or something. Out in front though, Jamo Porter, that gap is closing. It is definitely closing.
Well, Porter hits the back bank. If he gets held up here, the gap will look like it closes, but if he can keep himself punching through these white water, he will be out into clean water as the others get hit on the bank. It looks like little waves coming through now for the chasing too. Bevilacqua is certainly one of those, and with the speed he's had on the ski in the last few rounds and the last few weeks, he'll be one who will chase hard and potentially come back to Porter.
Jamo Porter does a great job. He flies high over one and flies high on the way home. He's picked up a runner as the rest of the field starts to chase, and great surfing on the ski. He could see that little dark section in front of him there. Make sure he goes the right side of the cans and doesn't miss out as he laps a couple of the other teams. He's found himself a little wave. Bevilacqua's got a giant set out the back. I don't think he's going to go down it. Jamo Porter did the job. He learnt from his club's mistakes in the women's Taplin relay. Stayed calm on the way out, found a little cruisy one on the way home. Out the bat, Matt Bevilacqua for the Kurrawa Club has a couple of giant waves, a couple of absolute monsters coming through. They're going to have to take them. They're going to have to hold their own. But out in front, it is Alexandra Headland. They've done the job there. Bevilacqua comes down at second and third. This is the race for second and third place. Oh, one goes sideways. Flipped and gone. Flipped and gone. I think Bevilacqua almost did the same. So that is not what you want the race for second place, but out in front, it's no dramas at all for Alexandra Headland. They're going to get the self done. Oh, they're just having a little bit of a chat there to a couple of the board paddlers. Mitchell Trim is not holding back. He puts the power down. We ride on with him. The white water starts to engulf him. He rides the avalanche like that. He manages to come out in front of it. No problems at all for Mitchell Trim. Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable. Oh, no, I've given him the commentator's curse. Just as I said that, he's flipped off and over. I thought he had it. And just like that, Mother Nature says, no way. But there's no problems for our leaders out in front here. Alexandra Headland will claim the win, take the advantage, and go as the red-hot favourites to take the overall title in the Ocean 6 Series. Alex on top at Fairhaven. In second place, it looks like maybe that's North Cronulla there. Don't mind the man in the orange cap. North Cronulla in second place. He's still coming round for his board leg, the big fella in the orange cap there, but North Cronulla will finish in second, so a huge day for them. What a performance. Here comes Newport, and the race is on for third place. Bevilacqua and Newport here. Isaac Smith, Bevilacqua gets round in front, and they'll finish on the podium. Newport will be in fourth place. Burleigh Heads, Mowbray Park and Northcliffe and Newport will race for fourth and fifth as well, so we're all over the ocean, but there's no doubting who's on top. Alex get the win, a huge performance there, dominant from start to finish. Cooper Williams, Jet Kenny, Jamo Porter, too big, too strong, too fast, and too good in the Taplin relay.
Here are Open Taplin winners. What a great win for Alexander Headlands.
Yeah, that's 2 wins, a second and a third so far. So it's nice to get a few wins under our belt, nice consistency, and yeah, it's fun conditions out there, but it was anyone's race. But thankfully, young fella over here put us off to a good lead.
Yeah, little Cooper, start off with the swim leg, mate. You're mixing it with the big boys, but you're starting to get really consistent, mate, coming the pointy end every time.
Yeah, like I always like to have a good swim for the boys and put the club and the team in a good position, so I was just stoked I could do that.
What's it mean to win a Open Taplin relay?
Oh, well, it's the most important event on the carnival, so yeah, I'm stoked.
And the third leg there, no pressure on the ski, probably the most difficult of the craft out in these conditions, but you did well going out and also coming home.
Yeah, it was pretty tricky out there and the pressure was on. Cooper got us off to such a massive lead, and Christie just got belted in the race before doing the same position, so I was pretty nervy. Got checked by a couple of little ones, but luckily managed to sneak out and get in on a nice little wave, nice and safe.
Well, with 2 wins and a second place finish, it is advantage Alexandra Headland in the men's Taplin series. It'll take something special from one of these clubs to beat them from here, but all these clubs will be fighting it out through the next 2 rounds. We head to Surfers Paradise on the glorious Gold Coast.